You're the guy people call when they need a helping hand, moving furniture, unloading a truck. But lately, your shoulder's been acting up, and you're the one who's calling for help. And that's the moment you realize you can no longer shoulder the load.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care with a range of surgical and non-surgical treatments. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better, the Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This podcast, episode 655, Shay's Weight Loss Journey, weekly updates.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine. This is Shay /Shannon /Shan /
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Oh my goodness.
Aw, little shenanigans. It's like little Sebastian, but little shenanigans.
Little Sebastian.
Oh.
Oh man, I miss Parks and Rec.
Oh, I do too. And they took it off freaking, you can't even watch it now.
Really? Did they take it off
Yeah,
Netflix?
you have to buy it now. Like, I don't know where.
You.
Yeah, I know, because that was like I'm feeling down. I'm going to watch some Parks and Rec. And then it would, my whole life was better.
Yeah, that's one of those shows where I started watching the first season and I'm like, I'm not feeling this. And then so many people are like, just get past the first season. Just get past it. Just power through it. And it gets so good. And I'm like, I'm glad that I invested more time into it because it does get so much better and it's hilarious.
That's how Schitt's Creek was for me. I was like,
Same.
oh, but then I couldn't stop watching it.
I know. I always felt the same way. I was it was either like some holiday function or somebody's house. I don't even remember exactly where it was. And they're like, you got to watch this show. And we watched like the first episode. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm into this. And then everybody started talking about how good it was. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like that gets so much better later. So I think they just found their groove. Yeah,
it got way better. And then it ended.
I know. I still haven't watched the ending. I haven't watched any TV really. I know, and I was so invested in watching the ending, and then I didn't. I did watch. Mike had me watch an episode of, was it like True Detective or something like that? It's on HBO, and it has Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted me to get invested in that, and so I don't know if it's because of like TikTok has taken over my brain that I just like can't focus on stuff. Like I was watching it, and I thought it was good. But I'm like, oh man, I don't feel like sitting and focusing on one thing for an hour at a time. I'm like, that's bad because I want everything in 15-second chunks like TikTok. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know if I want that.
I don't know. I think that's a weird COVID thing because like I can't focus on anything like the past year. Like I've had a really hard time sitting down and like watching TV. Like I'm thinking about a million other things.
Yeah. Well, besides that, how did your week go? As far as I missed you at Pilates again, so we're kind of missing each other's schedules for doing Pilates. But you've been still going to that, right?
Heck yes. Even though you're not there, you don't want to hang out with me. Whatever.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm just there rocking it by myself.
With your leg up in them straps.
Yeah, girl, with my booty leggings on. Woo! Yeah. No, I love it. It's fun. I just love how much I enjoy like physical activity. Like that's always the highlight of my week.
Yeah. Well, we went for a nice hike on Sunday together.
Dude, and I never thought I would be someone that's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm hyped to go for a hike. Oh, hell yeah, I'm hyped to work out. Like no freaking way. Like now
here you are.
one of my friends, I was like, do you want to go for a hike with me? And she was like, nah, no. And I was like, oh, I get it. Cause that would have been me before. Like no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had fun though.
Heck yeah.
Hitting that trail.
That's right. Getting those steps.
Heck yeah. I didn't ever even check my steps. I meant to. And then I'm like, I didn't even ever look. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. By the end of the hike, I had 12,000 steps.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
I was wearing my booty leggings.
Yeah, you were for me.
You know it.
I just wish you'd walked in front of me more of the time.
And I have my fanny pack that you could turn back and look at too. It's just a big pile of sexy lady wearing my booty leggings and fanny pack in the woods.
And I had you alone in the woods.
Oh my goodness. Homegirl gets a boyfriend and listen how sexual you've become.
I know. I'm so dirty.
So I did want to talk about it because it's like we've talked so much about like dating and stuff on here, and you joking about finding a husband. That like, not that you found a husband. Come on, it's a little soon, but you caught yourself a man on the interwebs.
I did, and it's really confusing because he's sweeter than any guy I've ever dated. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening most of the time. Like he does all these things that I've had to like beg dudes to do before, like just talk to me. Like he just like he'll call me after work and before I would have to like ask dudes to talk to me and he's just like calling me to call me. So it's all very different. But it's really cool. I was talking to my therapist about how different it is for me to navigate a relationship now that I like myself and how it's like really cool that is. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm sure other people who are overweight can like relate to this, but I always feel like I have to like talk down about myself so that they know that I know that I'm fat and like they can like peace out if they want. Like I know I'm fat. If you want to go find someone more attractive, go for it. And that's jacked up.
It is. I mean, I think it's so awful that you feel that way about yourself, but I feel that too. So I'm like,
But I've made a point. I have said nothing negative about myself or my body in front of him. So I'm trying to ride that train out because if he didn't want to be with me, he wouldn't be with me. So, it's just cool to kind of navigate it a little differently. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's all very interesting, but in a good way.
Well, it's interesting because when you've been doing some online dating and you had like such a bad experience just a few weeks ago, to go from that to like finding a dude that like is genuinely nice is pretty awesome. So like, if you want to talk about this total douchebag that talked to you online.
Yeah. So there was one guy that I was talking to, and we had plans to like go get a drink together. And he was talking to me on the phone one night and he started talking a bunch of crap about his ex and how she gained a bunch of weight and how fat she was. And I was like, well, I'm just going to let you know, I'm not a small girl because I'm not. And he was like, well, do we need to change our date to a milkshake? And then had the audacity to ask me what I weigh.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, he was like,
what a
ask me how much I weigh. And then when I told him that was rude, he was like, I don't understand how that's rude. What do I it's okay for me to know what you weigh. Like,
no, bye.
It was real bad.
Delete.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah. And like, even though I know like he's a douchebag and whatever, it still was really hard for me. Like,
just to know those people exist. Like that seems like fake that somebody is that disgusting and rude to a person and you're like living through that. That's horrible.
Well, and it's like I have always felt like my body matters more than who I am, and that just kind of solidified that. So it was that was what was so upsetting to me. It was like, yeah, but like to a lot of people, my body and what my body looks like matters more than who I am, and I'm pretty cool. So it's like I just will never, I don't know, I'll never understand that. So,
well, that sounds like his insecurities bleeding all over you. Like,
yeah,
that's the reason why she's an ex. And I can see why she was probably emotionally eating because she was dating a total turd of a human.
Well, and I cannot imagine if he said those things to me as a stranger, I cannot imagine the awful things he must have been saying to her about her weight. And I'm like, I just want to like, just go hold this woman. Like,
right.
Yeah, I just want to be like, I'm really sorry that you were dating him because it's awful. So
like that's, it's that guy sucks obviously, but it's nice to counterbalance that you like actually met somebody online that like treats you the way that you should be treated.
Yeah, because I had at that point I was like, well, shoot, I'll just meet this guy and if that doesn't work out, I was like about to just be done already after that experience. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just good to know that there are like genuinely good dudes out there because I forget that sometimes. It's easy to like just think about the bad guys. So, yeah, but it's just really, I'm really excited to watch what a relationship is like for me now. And not because I weigh less but just because I like genuinely care about myself so much more than I did before. And like what I'm looking for in a relationship is so different. Like I think before I was always like expecting that, like the relationship to make me happy, which is not fair to the person that I was with.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, I'm already happy and this person can just add to that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super healthy. That's awesome.
yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe Shan can have a healthy relationship. How wild would that be?
Right? Well, I mean, there's just like a babillion memes and TikToks and everything else that I see that are just like, yeah, you can't call like the real love into your life until you love yourself. Like
I know,
like you can't expect somebody else to give you the love that you need if you're not giving it to yourself first.
No, and then you never truly believe like even if people were giving me love before, because I didn't think I deserved love, I never fully like accepted that. I was like, oh, they don't actually love me because I couldn't love me. I'm like, how the hell does somebody else?
Yeah.
So it's like, it is very true that you can't really fully accept love that you're receiving until you think you deserve it.
Yeah. Deep thoughts.
Oh shit. Get a little too deep here.
Well,
Let's
I did
make a joke.
Yeah, right. Insert dick joke here. Insert. I did see though, like not on the same terms of just like love, but I did see a TikTok last night that, I mean, people do some really insightful crap on TikTok, which is probably why I'm more obsessive with watching that than I am investing into an hour-long TV show. But this video I watched last night really like rung home for me in this sort of the same arena where you're just talking about like you got to like love yourself first and put yourself first and what you own about yourself, where this girl was talking about, I don't even remember what she was talking about something of like, hey, you're a bunch of strangers and you're watching this. And she had very bright red lipstick on. And she's just like, I talked, whatever she said, she's like, but I bet you didn't even notice I was wearing this red lipstick. She's like, but I hate this. She's like, I feel like an idiot wearing it. It doesn't look good on me. She's like, it makes me feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. Then I'm wearing this bright red lipstick. She's like, but you're probably watching this and didn't even know that at all. You probably didn't even notice it or care about it. Or you even thought it looked good on me. And she's like, and that's the lesson, is just like, I have to own that. Like, I'm the one putting it out there that this looks like shit. You know what I mean? That, you know, other people are judging me for it and it's not right. She's like, it's all in your own head. As long as you own it, then other people will own it too. And all the comments are just like, first thing I thought was like, damn, I wish I could pull off red lipstick like that. And it's like, oh yeah, like that's just, and it makes so much sense, but it's so hard to walk through life like that. You know what I mean? Of like, especially I feel like when you have been in a position, you know, like I've been, like you've been, where you've just like hated yourself for so long. You like hate who you are. You hate your body. You feel like you aren't worthy until you're this person or you're this size, and then you're never going to catch that. It's like this constant chase till you finally like love something about yourself. So how can you possibly show up in a room and own something when you hate yourself? And it's just about like changing that mindset of just own it already. Like just start loving it, because life is short. And I'm like, oh, damn girl. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, all the time I think about there's this like, it's been going around like Instagram and stuff, but it's basically like, no one is going to talk about how much you weighed or what size you were at your funeral. And I'm like, hell yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, who I am as a person is what matters. Like, not what size I am. That's like the least important thing about me. But that's what I have spent so much of my life focusing on. Yeah. And it's like, I get like really emotional when I think about how much of my life and my headspace I've wasted, like thinking about my weight nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, totally the same. And I hate that I still find myself still in it.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like I know better and I'm better at it. I don't know if I'm ever going to be perfect at it. And I think it just also depends on, you know, where I'm at in my menstrual cycle.
That is very true.
But it's just like, yeah, I realized that I'm like, how much of my life have I spent thinking about my body, you know, pulling at my shirt, feeling uncomfortable, feel like I don't belong here, feeling that I'm not worthy to be within the company that I'm in, and somebody's not, you know, that I just unworthy. because of just what my body looks like in my own head. And I'm like, damn, I would probably put that at 60% of the time for a good portion of my life. And I'm like, that's not right. Like, how am I not out here living my life and doing what I want? And I will say, again, it's not just because of me losing weight or my specific size or, what my gravity is on the pole of the earth and what it is on the scale, but it is loving myself more, feeling more comfortable in my body. Where I have had a lot of great like life experiences where I've summited mountains and done some of these crazy things that I wouldn't have felt my body before could have done. And that's not just because, physically I couldn't, I tried, but like just feeling like empowered, like I can, like I'm working out because I love my body. I meal prep and I eat healthy because I love my body, not to punish my body. And I know that's a meme too, that it's like, that sounds nice, but living it's different than just saying it out loud. And really kind of trying to focus that whenever I go into a spin of like, you're fat, you're not worthy, all that other crap, of just like having to stop myself and try to focus on the gratitude of other things. And it's really freaking hard. And some days you don't win that argument. Some days the stupid, my body is too large for this life kind of takes over, and it's then trying to work that out of yourself. And that's why it's so good to have a support system like me and you can talk about these things. I could talk about my therapist about these things, of like letting that stuff out instead of letting it just eat away at your own brain.
Yeah. Well, and being more aware of those thoughts is huge. Like that was a big thing for me this last year, like being able to stop myself and be like, oh, you're having like some really negative thoughts, where before it was like, so it was almost like it was so normal for me that I didn't even really stop and think about it. So, but I feel like being more aware of those thoughts allows me to like do something different.
Yeah. It just sucks. Like, I feel like for me, not just body image issues or anything, but just like the past week, I have been out in like a fallen apart spin out. And I'm like, this is my stupid period. And so I'm like, I can be outside of myself and see like how I'm acting, and I want to stop it, but I can't. And does that make sense? Of like, that I think is so frustrating when you're in that moment of like, I see this and I can't. And I think that part of that for me is just trying to, be in a better mood instead of just like, feel it. We'll sit here and cry and let it out and just feel how gross this feels and sit in the feelings for a little bit instead of trying to cover it up and be cheery. And I feel like I waged that war a lot. And I feel like I kind of lost that war over the past week, but I feel like I feel better today.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple things I think about, but one is like, if a friend was like not feeling well, I would not say like, oh, just be happy, like cheer up.
Right.
Like you would love that friend and care for them. And then another thing that really helps me is I literally have pictures of me as a little girl, like around my apartment, and thinking of myself as like little Shannon, and what she needs is like helps me care for myself. It's almost like I like imagine that she is in me and I need to love her. For some reason, that's easier for me than loving myself now. But yeah,
that's a good idea. I feel like, you're not my therapist, but like, tell me your thoughts on this, since we're very similar, where I do think about like younger me. And I'm like, if younger me got to meet me now, I would be like blown away at all. Like, younger me, just think of like just career wise. I'm like, I always wanted to be on the radio, and I'm like, I did exactly everything I wanted to do. Like I got to like live this dream life that I wanted, and how freaking amazing is that, and how much gratitude I have just for that alone. And just everything else that I've done with my life, I think that I would just be like, no way, that's me. And I did all those things. But at the same time, I will still just trash myself. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm like, younger me would be blown away at what I've accomplished for myself. So like, why am I still so mean to myself sometimes and act like it's not good enough? And so that's one of those hard conversations of like, okay, well, I got to unwind this. And so I don't know if you feel the same way or not.
Yeah. Well, it's like, sometimes you have to like put it into perspective, all the stuff that you've accomplished. Like even in the past, like like now I've lived on my own for 4 years. So like thinking back to like when I started doing hair, like I wasn't even sure I would be able to like support myself. Now, like I have no issues financially. Like I live independently by myself. I really don't need help from other people. And that is huge for me. But I never really give myself credit for that.
Yeah.
Like I think about all these other things like, oh, I should be making more money or I should be doing more. And it's really like, I'm only 27 and I'm out here doing just fine. And that's a big deal. But I don't think about it that way most of the time.
I wonder if it's just like, I mean, a lot of it's just coming from like culture and society is like, we always have to be hustling more and doing more. And like, how could you just be happy with where you are now because you need to constantly be chasing something? So I feel like that just kind of vibration and just everything around us kind of affects us to some level too. And especially, I mean, we could go into a whole long conversation about this. We can do that at a different time, just about diet culture and how much we're told to hate our bodies and it's not good enough. And you're going to need this skincare routine and you're going to need this makeup and you're going to need your hair to look like this and you're going to need this outfit and you need to be this size in order to be happy and feel good about yourself. And like, even though you can look at that and know it's bullshit and realize it's marketing, it still affects you. It's still like when that's just the world around you, like how can that not be in your brain? And no wonder we question ourselves and it's hard to focus on the good things we've accomplished because we're constantly bombarded, especially with social media, that we're not good enough.
Yeah, we're not doing enough. And my therapist all the time is like, I really think you're doing like your best right now. And that's the way because I'm all the time like, I should be doing better. I should be doing more because that's, what I constantly feel like. And she's like, no, I think you're doing your best. Like, and she can tell me that. And I have to try and believe that for myself, but it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. And that's where like some days it's like, hell yeah, I'm a rock star. And other days it's not. And it's just, I guess, getting used to the ebb and flow of that, of like having the expectation, especially I think around weight loss. Again, because kind of what we're marketed to is that like once we quote unquote lose the weight or we're feeling better about ourselves, like all these problems go away and all of a sudden we feel like we're Beyonce every day. And, watch out world, this hot bitch is walking into the room and we're supposed to have this like happy, elated feeling all the time, like we've made it. And it's like, then when you get there and it's not that, and it's still the same old crap in just different ways, then it's just deflating. And you have to have, I think part of the journey is to realize this is part of the journey and every day is a chance to be better and ebb and flow with it and learn from it. And it's hard.
It is hard. It's exhausting.
It is.
But I think you're a rock star every day.
Oh my God, I think you're a rock star every day.
Oh my God. I was like, I will text you every day and be like, hey, rock star.
So be making your boyfriend jealous that you're hitting on me.
I know. He is going to be jealous. But you're just so hot,
How are you trying to talk me into some three-way action?
I mean, I wasn't just going to come out and say it, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you know what? I saw, again, most of my world's coming from TikTok, that apparently that's such a big thing for people that they're trying to date, that there's like couples that are constantly looking for like a third person. I'm like, oh, is that real?
Uh-huh.
Did you run into that? Really? Huh.
Not on eHarmony, which is what I did this time because people aren't paying for that. But on like Tinder, yeah. There's a lot of people because they don't want the third person to be somebody that they know.
Oh,
so they're trying to meet a stranger. But I'm not out here trying to meet a couple, Yeah,
I mean, nothing against doing that at all. Like, I get it.
You do you.
Right?
I mean, drunk Shan's always trying to get a threesome, so.
I haven't done that. Drunk Amanda has done some really stupid stuff, though. Like, I don't know. I do get really touchy-feely. I just get super flirty, touchy-feely with like anybody that is within my bubble or near my bubble. And so I don't really do that a ton. I don't. I just get into I get a lot of like, people getting spanked. Like I just can't help it. Like they're turn their back to me. They're getting their ass slapped, and it's like drunk Amanda will do that, and I'm like, I just don't care at that point. And like, I don't know. I've never had anybody get mad. I guess. Well, that I remember.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh man, and that's where I was having this conversation with Josh from the gym, like just some of the wild stuff I've done when I've been drunk, like take over being a strip club DJ. They gave me my own wireless microphone at a strip club. It was amazing. But sober Amanda wouldn't do that and say the things that I said and would go hop up in the DJ booth and like, give me a microphone. You know what I mean? But like drunk Amanda will do some stuff.
Josh is about to get spanked then.
I don't know what he would do with that.
I don't either, but I want to be there.
I could do it sober. I could just come up to him at the gym today and do it while he's training you.
Please.
No, because I have a client while you're there that I'm not like, it is not like a personal friend. You know, I don't know what she would do if I.
Dude, I would die. I would.
I don't know what he would do. He's my boss now. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's sexual harassment for sure.
I do kind of want to see what would happen, though. I've totally spanked a lot of coworkers.
Well, like, oh my God, at my salon, I'm like, we're all sexually harassing each other all the time.
Yeah,
like,
it's all like in fun. It's not like creepy.
Yeah, dude. If my coworker, like, their ass looks nice that day, I might touch it. Like, it's just a compliment.
Yeah, I guess it's just so depends on your workplace. Just because, I mean, I've worked in corporate atmospheres, but it's radio. And radio is not HR friendly. Like there is a lot of inappropriate conversations, actions. It's just a weird job. Like it's just, especially with the on-air side. I mean, it's a group of entertainers. And so, but like a friend of mine works in a very corporate atmosphere and she's worked in radio before. It's how I met her like 17 years ago. And she is just like, you can't blink the wrong way at somebody. Or you'll go get written up and you'll go to HR. And I'm like, oh, dude, I am not meant for that world. I have grown up in and especially like working food service and stuff like that. Like there is a lot of bad behavior in a lot of ways. I'm like, I don't think I could work at some like corporate desk job because I wouldn't be able to help myself from saying something wildly inappropriate. Or just thinking I'm being like friendly and I'm joking and having somebody get upset, or doing that stuff of just like making like, damn, you look good today, or just joking and somebody would be like, no, she harassed me in a horrible way. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, man.
Dude, the other day, this was literally this week, me and two of my coworkers were in the break room and we were like, what sex sounds do you make? And we were all imitating our sex sounds.
You should have put that on TikTok.
Dude, it was like literally I've not laughed that hard in so long. Like it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. We were like, oh, I bet you sound like this.
Oh,
and then we would do it for each other. Oh my God, it was everything. But I'm like, you could not do that in a corporate environment.
No, but that's the kind of workplace I'm signing up for, even though I don't really behave that way at the gym. I can't imagine having that conversation at the gym.
No,
that would be
can't
amazing.
either.
Be like, is it? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. But I'm like, I work with all women, so it's not like there's like dudes. Like if there were dudes around, it would be weird. But it's like the only guy there is a gay guy. Like he doesn't care. So we're all he joins in with us. So
yeah, that sounds fun,
dude. I really do like. We have a lot of fun at my job.
Well, see, that's what makes a job. Management, if management's cool.
Yes.
In the coworkers, like it's not even so much about the job anymore is the environment. And that's why the environment sucks. Like your just whole life sucks.
Yeah, dude.
And so, it's just super important to have fun and not be in a toxic atmosphere. Again, I'm sure there's plenty of corporate environments that are cool, but like where my friend works, I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like I can't not be myself, if that makes sense. Like, I just, no matter what, and I just wear it on my sleeve way too much. I mean, I know how to behave myself. I know how to not offend people, and I know how to watch my mouth and not be a trucker mouth all the time. But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like if I was in a situation where like 8 hours a day, I couldn't feel like I could be myself or just to like make any sort of jokes or have anybody to like let loose around. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like death. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does. I would be miserable. Like I spend 40 hours a week at my job, man. If I'm not having fun, forget it.
I know. And speaking of fun, I'm so hyped. I told you we're going to have to do this too, that I'm so excited that my friend Nikki is training with me now. And starting next week, we decided, which I'm going to even put this out there. I told you this before we start recording, that I'm not even asking permission from Josh at the gym, that we're going to wear costumes while we work out.
Yes.
And I cannot wait. That just sounds so fun. I mean, we're still going to get a good workout in. We're just going to wear costumes. We're both just going to dress up while I'm training her. And I'm like, that sounds so much fun.
I think that what I need to do is get a costume from you and then just one day show up to train with Josh in a costume.
Oh my God.
No warning at all.
Well, I have my inflatable I have two inflatable T-Rexes. One's a dead T-Rex. That one I don't like though, because your head sticks out.
T-Rex.
Yeah, he's black, and as you see, his T-Rex skeleton.
Oh my God.
But the regular inflatable T-Rex, like your head goes inside of it. The other one, your face pops out in the neck. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable, and it like wiggles your head around. So I don't like the other T-Rex. But I have a sun and a moon costume. I have a slutty Ninja Turtle costume. I have a slutty cop costume. Oh my God. I have I have a pumpkin. I have a unicorn mask, like the full mask. God, I have, if you wanted to be 11 from Stranger Things. Yeah, I have a lot. I have a lot of onesies, like cats.
I have a cat onesie and a cow onesie.
Oh my! Yes, we gotta wear it at the gym. Do you have udders on it?
No, I wish. I'd be like, milk me, milk me, Josh.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
So sorry for that. And that was the day Shannon got kicked off the podcast.
Oh yeah, but I'll have to let you go through.
He's so fun to mess with.
He is. I have a moo too. I don't know if you want to work.
You have a. I have a moo because I was a crazy cat lady one year for Halloween.
My grandma wore nothing but moo-moos.
Yeah,
like the silky ones, with flowers on them. She wore that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like I would be uncomfortable in a moo-moo all the time.
Yeah,
I'm more of
I felt really
sweatpants,
uncomfortable.
Tank top sort of vibe.
Yeah. I don't know that even when I'm old, I'll wear a moo-moo, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just prefer to just not wear pants, you know?
I mean, you're not wearing pants if you have a moo-moo on though. You're going crotchless.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even then it's just like a t-shirt. I'm good with that.
You can borrow my moo. It's my moo too is denim.
Well, you didn't tell me that. Obviously, that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah. I gotta find it though.
I'd be doing squats in that denim moo.
That was a radio bit we did one time where I can't remember what it was. I said I don't even remember why I've done half the crap I've done, but I just went out in life and went all around Cincinnati in my moo for the day, and including meeting artists and stuff like that. I can't even remember what artist it was, but.
Have you seen the TikTok trend where you go to JCPenney and do an awkward photo shoot with your friends?
That looks so fun.
I really think that me, you, and Josh should do that.
I don't think he would do it.
We won't tell him.
Just to show, kidnap him and take him to JCPenney?
Yeah, we'll tell him we're going somewhere else and we'll show up at JCPenney with an outfit for him.
Oh my God. Yes, the three of us have to do a podcast soon just so we can torture him. Oh my God. I don't know if he would do that. I mean,
dude, I'm dying to do one. I'm hoping that this new boy will do one with me at some point.
Oh my God. I'll totally do one with you.
Dude, it'd be awesome.
I wish. Do you know what? I don't know if they would let us, but I could bring Beasley. I could bring my dog.
Oh my God, me and Beasley. Okay.
Because none of the cats would be game, but
Josh.
Beasley would love it. Yeah, just me and Beasley.
Don't tell Beasley that I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay, I won't.
Thank you.
He won't care. He'll still share his love with you. He'll still sleep on your lap whenever you come over.
Yeah.
He's getting a haircut finally, I think in a week, because his normal groomer closed down through COVID. And so then we took him to PetSmart, and I didn't like the vibe. I've read a lot of bad things about PetSmart grooming. No offense, PetSmart, if you're listening. Yeah, right. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it. They're like, he's going to be here like 5 hours. I'm like, 5 hours for what? And so I got him into another place closer to my house, and so he's going to finally not look like a little mop running around my house. So once he gets his hair cut, we should do, as long as they would let us bring a dog inside.
I'm gonna find out.
I will totally do that, and we should just like mom jeans it up, or I'll wear him the moo and get some mom jeans and get Beasley.
Dude, it would make my whole life. I'm dying to do it.
I wonder if we can find a tiny little like mullet wig for Beasley.
I'm looking on Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon.
Well, we could get him like a little t-shirt. We could get him like the appropriate outfit, or whatever we want to dress him in. I love that the conversations go here. People are like, when are they going to talk about weight loss? Let's dress my dog up
for a minute. And we're like, we're going to give the dog a mullet wig.
Okay, well, I know that we both need to get going and going to the gym. If there is an appropriate, God, I don't know what would do if I just walked up and smacked Josh's ass, though. I don't know what he would do.
If the moment's right.
If the moment is right and you're there for it, and we can see what happens.
Just let me know when we got to try and record it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh man. I don't think I can do that when there's like other people around.
I just like that you're willing to do it at all. I could never slap Josh's ass. Never.
I'll slap anybody's ass. If it's appropriate, you know what I mean? So I'm not out here not asking for permission.
You're like, I'm getting consent.
Yeah, exactly. Except from Josh.
Josh doesn't deserve consent.
Oh my God. You know he's going to listen to this now, and he's just going to be like, oh my God, I hate these two.
I know. He does hate us, I think. He hates us together.
Huh?
He hates us together.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
On that note, have fun with your workout.
See ya.
Bye.
AmandaValentineBites.com